once again, right in the way. He got called out of the woods, so now he's mad. So he's saying, I'm going to lay in the way of what you're doing, which is cleaning up and moving the campwood bin. Welcome back, Sawmill, everybody. My name is Bill. This is Pirate Solutions Forestry, and today I was going to put together a slab rack outside, but it's looking like it's going to storm, and they're calling for some thunderstorms to come in. So we got our cable rings, and we're going to put the saw back together, and hopefully I'll be able to run it this afternoon and turn this into a whole video. So let's get started on this. I'll keep you over there for now while I'm working here, and if I see something interesting, I'll pull you in closer. I have cleaned everything as well as I can do it with a dirty customer saw. And I've got my cylinder bolts here, my gasket. I've got my cylinder all ready to go. First thing that we have to do, since this is all disinfected and cleaned out, is get a little bit of oil in the bearings and the crankcase. So I use 2-cycle oil. If you want your saws to start easier when you rebuild them, then use 2-cycle oil. Works great for assembly oil. So I just got it in the main bearing and in the side bearings just a little bit. See if we can get some in the, we're going to get some in the wrist pin bearing. Just a little bit. Don't put a lot, guys. That was a little much. And now what we're going to do is we're going to lubricate this piston pretty good, and then we'll lubricate the inside of the cylinder and then clean our hands off for when I put these rings on. It would be easier probably if I took up, oh, Jesus. I get some 2-cycle in this. You're going to start smoking now, but you'll be lubed. It would be easier if I took this handle off, but I think we can manage. Plenty of 2-cycle in the crankcase now. And we're going to do the inside of the cylinder here just a little bit. Usually I just like to get it on my finger like that and then just kind of grease her up. Just the inside where it's going to run up and down. Set this thing in the direction that it's going to go on. We're going to get these rings on. Now the rings have a little upside down C on them. They fit around the locator pins. So those C's go with the cutout like this facing up. Sometimes they go right on, sometimes they're a little bugger. We kind of want to get this first ring to go past the first slot if we can without breaking them. It's the key. I want to break them. All right. She redeemed herself. So the locator pin, oh, it's interesting. The locator pin on this one's over here. It's different than any saw that I've worked on. Usually they're both in the back about 7 o'clock and 5 o'clock. And this other one is over here. This one usually goes on pretty easy. Just kind of want to be a little gentle with them. You don't want to break one now. All right, so we got our locators in the right spots. Sometimes You just get a piece of, just wipe my fingers off here. Sometimes jugs go right on, sometimes they're a pain in the ass. In the beginning, when I first started rebuilding saws, I used to just do it with my fingers and just kind of pinch the rings and set it down. I can tell you that a piston ring compressor works a whole lot better. So we want to, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in this rest right here. Oh, we can't do that till we put the gasket on. That would have been something. Okay, so this is actually unidirectional. And the other thing that we're going to do is we're going to drop a little bit of blue Loctite in all 4 holes. Now, because I don't do this every day, please don't make fun of me if this goes haywire. Let me find my... Sometimes you can get your cylinder bolts in without it without having them in first. This looks like one of those cases. So for the sake of not having them in my way, I'm going to leave them out. I'm going to put in this little stop right here. So, you know, I've never really been able to figure out this rest thing. I don't know whether it works good or whether it doesn't, to be honest with you. Oh, and it doesn't work great with this saw because of the stuffer in there. So forget that. We're not going to do that. So we're going to make sure that our little locators are around our keepers, and they are. And I'm going to compress these rings, and hopefully I make this look easy. One thing I've found that helps, if you can get your ring compressor just down, just a hair from the top, so it kind of locates itself on the piston, it tends to make it easier. And let's see if we can get her on. Sometimes at bottom dead center, it works a little better. And it looks like it went right on. I'll bring this piston up a little bit. Make sure it's all the way in. Yep. Get our ring compressor out of the way. We're going to put our bolts in. I'm going to settle this down and give her the ka-chunkas, torque it down. Now, one thing I will do, I'm going to run, if I go fast with this and we can run this thing today, which would be great, I am going to, after I run it, I'll cut up some firewood for myself. After we run it, we will, I will check the cylinder bolts before I give it back to him. Oh. What is it hitting on? Oh, there it goes. Okay. So now she's down. Let me get these bolts started. Oh, that's the wrong one. Get all these started. Oh, that won't go in there. Okay. We'll get them started with the one that can go in there. That's something, guys, that you're going to want to check. Oh, you know what I have? This thing, that'll go in there. Going to want to get them all started. Don't snug them down yet, because I'm going to show you a little bit of a trick here to get your piston centered. I mean, your jug centered. You don't want to snug them down right now. Just run them all the way down. Don't tighten them. Leave them loose. And now, since it's nice, it's still loose, we're going to run the piston through an entire cycle. That kind of self-centers the jug and make sure the jug is sitting perfectly in the right spot. And also, make sure you don't have a head slapper if you made a mistake. Now I'm going to snug them real gently so that it doesn't move. And now we can go to tightening them. All right, so this is going to be a little bit different. I'm going to snug them down with this, and then I'm going to have to put a little wrench on this to this impact driver here to finish it off. So I'm going to kind of get them turned till they stop. Let's go here. And we'll get myself a small little adjustable, and we will go around and torque them. Torque them down until they click, right? Click. 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 One more pass. These are pretty tight right now. Teeny bit. 2. 3. 4. Okay. That's on there. Now what we're going to do is we're going to check our final timing numbers. Well, boys and girls, I got a storm bearing down on me. I don't know if you can see the black clouds in the background, but this one's ready to go. I did pull the limiters out of the car, but I don't know if the hyperlapse goes too fast for you to see that. And I did set the low side of the car back to 1 1/4 out. It wasn't out very far when I got it, but the carb was so filthy that wouldn't be surprising that it wasn't running right. We're going to see, the only thing that we don't know is if the coil's still any good. So we're going to hope for almost an immediate pop because we got all that assembly 2-stroke oil in there. We're going to hope for almost an immediate pop. I'm not going to put any bar and chain oil in it yet. If it pops off and starts running, we'll tune the low side. I brought my tack out with me. And then I will turn you guys off. I'll put a bar and chain on it and see if we're going to beat this storm to make some cuts. If not, we'll make cuts after the storm goes by. Let's see if we can get it to pop. I have no idea what the compression is going to be like on this, whether I'm even going to be able to pull it over without the decompression button. I'm not sure, but we'll give her a shot. All right, let's give her a shot here. Ooh. Nice. That means that the coil works. Gotta burn off that assembly oil. Low side carb setting's really close. I'm going to shut you guys off and take my mics off so you can hear it. The title is good. Like I said, I'm gonna check the high side with the bar and chain on it when I'm cutting to see where it's spinning out to. Also, the air filter is really dirty. I want to get that blown out. Let's do the make sure she fires off one pop here. Damn it. Clutch came off, and that means the E-clip came unseated. Oh, I'm never gonna find that. Damn it. Oh, guys, no. Oh, there's I gotta clean the bearing out. Oh, the E-clip wasn't seated good enough. I'm never gonna find that E-clip, guys. I'm gonna have to go, oh man, damn it. Shit, I'm gonna have to go looking. I got a 461 in there. I can pull one out of, a blown up one. Shit. Damn it. Oh, runs good too. Oil's good, runs good. Son of a gun. Just no way. Maybe if I pass the metal detector, I mean the magnet over here. Usually when those things shoot off, they go pretty far. Son of a gun. All right, well, I got to fix that before we can run it wood. But good thing is it's a 1-pole starter upper, and it sounds great. Obviously, it's got to burn off all the assembly oil, but we're back in business. All right, guys, I'm going to try and beat this storm. I found a new E-clip in my pack. That's kind of nice. That one was there. Actually it went in better than the one they had in there. I don't know what was up with that other one. I had a hard time getting it out, and I had a hard time getting it seated, and obviously it didn't seat right. We're going to fire this thing up. We're going to make a few cuts with it. I did blow out the air filter also. I'm running the bar and chain that they sent, so hopefully it's sharp. While we're trying to keep an eye on Danny too. And if it's all cutting good and everything's going good, then we will check out where the high side is on my tack and probably turn this saw up a little bit. I have a feeling it's going to be a little fat. Let's find out. Now, I know if you guys are having trouble hearing, it's because I don't have mics on because I want you to hear the saw. We'll start over on that one over there. I got to get this log trimmed anyway. Danny, you stay on this side, bud. Stay on this side. Screw I didn't get tight there. That's why we check these things out. Gonna tighten that screw. I am going to let this thing cool off. I'm going to give one check on the head bolts before I give it back to him. This saw rips. That's nasty. What happened over here is I got another log on the backside that I don't want to get into, so I was trying to cut it at an angle. Obviously that last one I pulled way out and just kind of let it gravity feed through those knots. Yeah, she spins up really good, really strong. Let's do an outro, because I do want to go over it, just double check some of the things, double check the head bolts. And this thing is going to be ready to go back. This thing's wicked. It's wicked. Well, guys, I don't do many three-part series, but I hope for those of you that followed along, it's kind of cool to get to the end of it and have the saw react the way it did. I mean, I didn't even touch it. One of the reasons why I didn't turn it up on the high side like I said I was gonna is because it was four-stroking great. And as soon as I got it in the wood, when I loaded it, it cleaned up really nice. These guys are a tree service. It's not a race saw. Everything that we did to it is going to make it run cooler. It's going to make it run better. It's way stronger. Wow. What a nice saw. I mean, I've run my fair share of 460s and 461s. And like I said, I have one in the shop. We'll be doing another series. I have one that's blowed up from Inman Tree Service. I've had it for like a year and a half. And I got to do that saw. We're going to have to find a cylinder for that saw probably and get that saw back running. We'll do the same stuff. We'll port it the same way. Everything will be the same. We'll try to shoot for the same numbers. We'll probably deck the cylinder, you know, the whole 9 yards. But it doesn't make any sense to spin that up super high. the stuff that I saw in the saw that was inside the carb, in the metering bladder and stuff like that was pretty bad. So everything that we've done to it, we've made this saw better. Every single thing that we've done to it, we have risked nothing. Better compression, better timing numbers, a little longer duration on the intake, bigger free-flowing exhaust all the way out through the muffler. It already had an extra port cut in it. They did one kind of the same way I do on the side. Somebody did it once upon a time. That's kind of cool. So I didn't have to add another port. We took the baffle out, so it's just going to run cooler. It's going to run better. That thing it's nasty. I mean, I could have yanked on that thing. You weren't bogging that saw down. It runs really similar. You guys see me out here in the wood yard with my 272. Now that saw is ported in deck. Now that was before I cut cylinders, so it just doesn't have a base gasket on it. And I can't drop start that saw. I'm strong enough to drop start the saw. It's got wicked high compression, so it doesn't like it. The pull cord doesn't like it. You know, when it's hot, I can do it. You guys have seen me do it. Most of the time, though, especially on first start, I started on the ground with my foot on it. That 272, so you can't bog it down. I don't care how aggressive it is or how big a wood I'm putting it in. It just keeps pulling, and this saw is the same way. It's really nice. It revs really nice. I turned it out at 1 1/4. I seated the low side and turned it out 1 1/4. I looked it up to make sure that that's what the number was in between my hyperlapses when I was working on it. And 1 1/4 is perfect. It's absolutely perfect. It idles nice. It starts nice. It revs great. It's an awesome saw. He's going to be really happy with it. But thanks for coming along for the ride. I'm going to get this video. I'm going to get this idiot edited. I'm going to get this video edited. Try to get it up so those of you who've been hanging on and waiting. I wasn't even going to work on it today, but it said we're going to get these thunderstorms. An hour ago, there was huge black clouds and thunder ripping in the background, and so far we're looking pretty good. But tomorrow, tomorrow we're going to build those slab rack. I had an idea and something I'll show you tomorrow, but I thought I had two 6x6 beams over there. One of them was a stack of 6x6s. So I do have two 6x6s, but they're a little bit different lengths. So for me to make my slab rack, I'm going to have to make it a little shorter than I wanted to, but it's not going to be a big deal. Stuff can hang out the end, and you're just going to be trimming all your wood in it anyway. But I've been hemming and hawing a long time about how I was going to do it. And then it just came to me the other night. So what we're going to do is we're going to use two 6x6s. We're going to put runners on the bottom so we can grab it with the forks. We're going to put 4x4 bunks on the top so nothing will hit on 16-inch spacing from the end. We'll space them apart so you just stack the slabs in there. And the 4x4s will give you 4 inches, and the 6x6s will be sacrificial. You can run into them, but you're going to have 4 inches before you do, so it's not like you're going to be cutting into them. And I think that'll work perfect. We'll put some uprights on it. And I don't think anything super high, because a lot of times I'm carrying stuff, so I don't want to be lifting it really high to get it into it if I'm just throwing them in it. So, you know, maybe, I don't know, maybe some little ones about this high, maybe longer ones in the back. I'm not sure yet. But, and we'll screw everything together so it'll all be replaceable and fixable. Timber locks. And we'll have it just so that we can load it up with slab wood, and I can just bucket right up, throw it all in the bucket, dump it over by the splitter, and just split it all up for our new camp wood bin, which I did level. So I put it up front where I thought it should go. I went up there and leveled it afterwards, put some pressure treated under it, blocks under it where to get it leveled up. So that thing's all ready to be filled up later in the week. What is today? Wednesday? Tomorrow's Thursday. It's Labor Day weekend. Damn it. We may not do lumber bunks tomorrow. Oh, they can be coming down Friday? I got to look at the weather. If the weather's going to be good both days, we'll still do lumber bunk, the slab bunk tomorrow. If the weather's going to be bad either day, I'm going to have to do firewood because I've got to load those things up for Labor Day weekend. Because it's going to be cold at night. People will buy me out. It'd just be better if I did firewood tomorrow. So we'll do firewood tomorrow. Matter of fact, we'll cut with Ralph's saw. We'll run Ralph's saw on the wood, and we'll put some time on it and see. It definitely could be turned up a little bit, but man, I'm going to have to run it and see how I feel about turning it up for a tree service. But thanks for coming along, guys. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. Leave me a comment. Leave me a thumbs up if you liked it. Leave me a thumbs down if you didn't. The thumbs up in the comments really, really help the channel. Make sure you hit the notifications bell so you know when a video is coming out from us. I probably will create a playlist and put these 3 videos into a playlist. I'm not really sure how to do that yet, but I probably will do that. And hopefully people will be able to binge watch it from beginning to end. And Danny and I are going to get our butts in the house here and start editing this video. So appreciate the watch as usual. And for now, for Danny, who's right over there, but you can't see him, and myself, Spire Solutions out.